For tonight's game, they'll be helped on the lines by Randy Mitten and the veteran Ray Scampanello. The Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks, the 5th of 6 meetings between these two division rivals. Here's Raffi Torres moving in. Nedved with a shot, and that one misses the target. Bergeron with a long shot. Cloutier, the first save of the hockey game. Daniel Sedin and Henrik Sedin out there with the new guy, Jeff Sanderson, as Henrik is back in the lineup. And an abdominal strain. Sopel and Nedved tie up in the corner. Raffi Torres in there looking for the puck. Gives Sanderson a bump. Torres comes away with the puck. Sanderson sends it around the boards. Here's Henrik Sedin. His pass for Daniel a little bit too far for him, and the Oilers and the Canucks will both change up.
The Oilers want to get themselves off to a good start. You want to do that every time, of course, but the Canucks are a fragile team. They're a different team, of course, without Bertuzzi, and it'll be interesting to see how they respond to pressure.
A 1-1 tie on Wednesday against the Minnesota Wild. Their first game without Todd Bertuzzi. And now they know how long he'll be out. Here's George Larac in the corner, being watched by Brian Allen. Centered right out in front. Stoll going after it. And Matt Cook will chop it out and down the ice, where Eric Brewer will go back to get it. Eric Brewer with the overtime game-winning goal against the Canucks on February the 21st. The season series between these two teams tied at 2 wins apiece. Marcus Naslund, Marty Ruchinski, and Brendan Morrison out there now. The top line for the Vancouver Canucks is Olin. Brings it in. Takes a bump from Corey Cross. Ruchinski picks it up in the corner, trying to center it out in front. Cross has got him pinned against the boards. Marcus Naslund, 75 points on the season for Naslund. Leads his team in every offensive category. Ruchinski will play it to Morrison. Here's Morrison. Moving into Naslund. Naslund checked by Horkoff. Puck squirts free. Ruchinski will give it to Morrison. Morrison along the wall, sends it into the corner. Marty Ruchinski is there. He gets knocked down by Corey Cross. Fernando Pisani, quick pass to Ryan Smith. Here is Smith across the blue line. Drops it back. Steo steps into the shot. Cloutier to save. Rebound for Horkoff. He scores! The Edmonton Oilers on top 1-0.
There's the start you want for the Edmonton Oilers as Sean Horkoff's able to put away a rebound for his 15th of the season. The Canucks had good pressure, but the Oilers did a nice job keeping them to the outside. This play has started out to Smith. Look at Corey Cross go to the net. Steve Staios' shot is not handled by Cloutier. Malik is tied up with Corey Cross. Horkoff walks in unimpeded and is able to chip the puck into the net before Brendan Morrison can tie him up. And Sean Horkoff with his 15th of the season. The Canucks do not want to have a start like this. Now they're back on their heels, and it'll be interesting to see how they respond. The Oilers have to keep the pressure on them. This is a fragile team in Vancouver.
2 minutes, 15 seconds into the hockey game. The Oilers with the lead. Staios and Ryan Smith picking up the assists on the goal by Sean Horkoff, whose point streak stays alive. And a penalty coming up now to the Vancouver Canucks. So the Oilers will get the
minor. Keane, who came to camp as an unsigned player and made the team, trying to throw a little energy into the Canucks, takes a penalty that you don't want to take. And this is this Oiler power play, Kevin. We talked about it. We talk about it every game. When you score is important as how many. If you go up 2 here, you've done yourself a big favor.
3 power play goals against the Vancouver Canucks in 20 previous
players. And 1 game at a time. Craig McTavish says we almost need to win all 12, but you can't win 12 of them tonight. You can only win 1. And the Oilers have to play patiently and smartly. Worry about this game first and then anything else later.
35 power play goals on the season for the Edmonton Oilers. 25 of them have come here at Rexall Place. Matthias Olin puts it right up the middle. And Trevor Linden is there to get it out. Brewer and Bergeron are on the blue line. Smith, Horkoff, and Pisani up front. And you can see what the Canucks have done killing penalties. Here's Horkoff. Pisani parks himself in front. Takes a beating from Sammy Salo. Ryan Smith's got the puck now. Smith turns. Down low for Horkoff. Sean Horkoff in the corner. Walks out. Still has it. Ruutu watching him. 54 seconds to go in the man advantage. Plays it back to Brewer. Steps into a shot, and that one whistles wide. Bergeron with a chance, and that one went right through the crease. Sean Horkoff picks it up on the far side. 45 seconds left in the man advantage. Horkoff takes the shot, blocked before it could get through. Cleared but not out. Brewer at the blue line. Plays it over to Bergeron on the near side. Back to Brewer. Being watched by Jarkko Ruutu. Sends it in deep. Ryan Smith in the corner. Fernando Pisani's out in front. Salo working him over again. Here's Ryan Smith. To Sean Horcoff. 22 seconds left in the man advantage. Plays it back up top for Brewer. Here's the shot. Cloutier the save. And he'll hang on to it with Ryan Smith and Fernando Pisani right on the doorstep. And a reminder that the Oilers powered
with the puck as the Oilers did early in that power play. Nothing happens. As soon as Horcoff started to move, the chances came.
Here's Corey Cross now with a shot. Cloutier the save. Rebound in front. And he will cover it up with Radek Dvorak looking for any loose puck.
Crazy bounce out of the corner as Marek Malik has the puck for the Canucks. He's trying to clear it. He runs it right into Dvorak's stick, and look, it comes right to Corey Cross. Cloutier makes the save, but this is a 20-foot rebound that deflects off Torres back to him. Cloutier's going to have to do a better job controlling his rebounds, or he's going to have a long night.
He made 20 saves against Minnesota on Monday. He was the first star in that 1-1 game.
Just because it's 20 shots, it doesn't sound like he was very busy, Kevin, but several of the saves were very, very good saves, very acrobatic saves. That's what Cloutier is at his best.
Penalty is over. Teams at even strength. 15-18 to go here in the first period. The Oilers on top 1-0 and the goal by Sean Horcoff. It's Nedved, Torres, and Dvorak out there now. Morrison without his stick. Nedved. Cross looking for the puck in front. It comes in front, but Marcus Naslund is there, and he'll start the rush for the Canucks. Gets to center. Checked by Dvorak. Stays with it. The Oilers want to make changes, and Naslund's going to go back into his own zone and start all over again. Pass up the middle looking for Morrison and across two lines. Let's take a look at Mister's name there. He's out there now with Adam Oates and Jason Chimero. Oates missed 12 games with that high ankle sprain.
It'll be interesting to see what his Mister can do, how his conditioning holds up, and how confident he is that his ankle feels good enough to forecheck.
Here's Sanderson moving in. Sanderson cutting from the net, in behind now. And the net comes off the moorings, and pushing and shoving is Sedin and Jason Smith. And it's Daniel Sedin drawing the ire of the captain of the Oilers.
The penalty being called on the play as Jason Smith does not like that he's been told he's going to be sent to the penalty box. Daniel Sedin charging the net, and Smith is going to try and take him out of the play. As you see, Jeff Sanderson, who can really fly, gets around the back of the net. Smith and Sedin are tied up. They run into UC Markkanen, and Jason Smith gets the penalty, and the Canucks will go on their first power play of the evening.
Well, we talked about it earlier off the top in our news that the Vancouver Canucks have not scored a power play goal against the Edmonton Oilers in the season series so far.
And this is one of the areas they're going to miss Bertuzzi. They're going to miss that big body in front of the net. Sanderson and Ruchinski go out instead of him, one of them at each time, but they're not big bodies, and so there will be room to see the puck easier.
Naslund with a shot. Markkanen with the save. Puck still in the Oilers zone. Brewer trying to take it off Naslund. He's out there with Igor Ulanov, Jared Stoll, and Adam Oates are up front on this penalty kill. First opportunity with the man advantage for the Canucks, who were 1 for 5 against Minnesota on Wednesday.
There's another spot you miss Bertuzzi, is when you're going for puck retrieval. He is so strong. If he doesn't get the puck, he's able to hold people off till someone else can come and get it. Morrison and Ruchinski and Naslund are nowhere near as big and strong as Bertuzzi, and you lose loose pucks in that regard.
Offside at the Oiler blue line.
Mark Crawford, the Vancouver coach, came under some fire with the incident with Bertuzzi. The $250,000 fine, rather. A lot of people feel it was for not being able to control the club as the game got out of hand, but Crawford's biggest job is going to be to keep these guys, the Vancouver Canucks that is, believing they are a legitimate Stanley Cup contender and not just a team that's going to be in the playoffs. This may be the most important time of his coaching for this season for the Canucks.
1:03 to go in the man advantage. Here is Sanderson. Plays it back up top. Marek Malik in the middle. We'll give it to Sanderson. Sanderson. Shot goes off Steos. Gets the puck back again. Daniel Sedin parks himself out in front. Here's Henrik trying to get him the puck. It was blocked by Corey Cross. Steos strips Sanderson of the puck. He gets spun around, and a penalty coming up to Jeff Sanderson.
Sanderson's going to go for hooking at 1 minute and 20 seconds of the power play. The Canucks don't generate anything, so we'll have four-on-4 hockey for the next 40 seconds. As you see, Sanderson, he tries to corkscrew his stick in on Steos. It's a pretty good play, but he does such a good job of it. Staios cannot shoot the puck down the ice, and Sanderson heads to the penalty box.
He made a good impression on his new team. He came over in that trade from Columbus, got the only goal. He is the all-time Blue Jackets leading scorer.
I think he's just renting that for a while. Rick Nash will probably be ahead of him fairly soon.
Here's Cook with a long shot. Markkanen kicks that out. 28 seconds to go in 4-on-4. Horkoff and Ryan Smith up front. Igor Ulanov and Marc-Andre Bergeron are on the blue line as Cook runs into Ulanov. We'll see that from the type of game Matt Cook plays.
The Oilers have to do a job on Matt Cook, getting in front of him, slowing him down. He loves to get in on the forecheck and hit as many people as possible.
6 seconds left to go in the penalty to Jason Smith. Ryan Smith trying to keep it in, but Cook comes up with it for the Canucks. He'll give it to Kessler. Kessler moving in, long shot, Markkanen the save. Going to play it to Brewer behind the net, and the Oilers on the power play. 1:10 to go in their second advantage. Brewer plays it up to Peter Nedved. Nedved gets to center. He'll rim it in. Torres waiting for it against big Marek Malik. Dvorak working against Linden. Works it back to Bergeron. Marc-Andre Bergeron walks the line and gives it to Brewer. Backhand looking for Nedved. Got by him. Malik will pick up the puck and try and find an opening, and does, and gets it out to center. 41 seconds to go in the penalty to Jeff Sanderson. Dvorak in the corner. Lays it around the boards for Peter Nedved. Nedved drops it back for Rafi Torres. Quickly gets it back again. Bergeron is down low. Here's Torres trying to get around Matthias Olin. 22 seconds left to go in the advantage. Olin with the backhand. Can't get it by his own teammate, and now it comes to Keane, and he'll send it down the ice.
When that puck goes down low to Torres, he can't look around and try and decide where his play is. He has to know where the play is as the puck comes to him and get his feet moving. If you delay, the defense is able to close the gap on you, as Olin did on that case.
Penalty is over. Sanderson is out. Nedved, though, has the puck. Ryan Smith trying to center it out in front. Does. Morrison picks it off, and he'll give it to Sanderson. Here's Jeff Sanderson racing down the right side. Sanderson stops, lets the shot go through traffic. Ruutu looking for a loose puck. Turns, fires it, and Corey Cross is there to pick it off. Steve Staios moves it ahead to Bassani. Takes a bump from Allen as he sends it in. The Vancouver Canucks fourth in the Western Conference with 85 points. Colorado has 89 points, and they're in Phoenix tonight. Going down hard was Brad May as Jason Smith took him down, and we'll keep an eye on that situation as Larac moves in. Here's Larac centering it out in front to the skates of Sokol, and he moves it to May.
Very clear George Larac is far more comfortable with the puck as he's hanging onto the puck and then throws a big body check on Brad May.
Send him into the boards. Jason Smith plays it to Eric Brewer. Brewer takes his time. Goes right up the middle with it. And Larac racing after it against Bergevin, and Bergevin gets there first.
Last 30 road games. You look at the last 15 games on the road for the Vancouver Canucks. Been very, very effective, but in their last 5, just 1 win.
9 minutes, 53 seconds to go here in the first period as Jeff Sanderson makes a move around Horkoff. Trying to get it back from Henrik Sedin. Horkoff takes Daniel into the boards. They battle for the puck. Isbister out there as well. Sanderson plays it back up top. Matthias Olin to Henrik Sedin. Sedin back up top. Here's Daniel with a shot. That's stopped by Sanderson. He couldn't get the shot away as Ulanov stayed with him.
The Sedins control the puck very well below the goal line. Obviously, being twins, they know each other very well, but their game is very well suited to each other.
Up the middle, Brad Isbister has it go off his skate. Matthias Olin takes a bump from Isbister as he plays it around the near side. Now Morrison. He'll flip it in. Ruchinski going after it. Jason Smith takes a hit. Moves it around the boards. Naslund keeps it in. Now it comes back to Sammy Salo, and he was going one way. The puck went the other. Sammy Salo, 5 of his 6 goals have been on the power play this year for the Vancouver Canucks.
He has a big shot. Underrated how hard Sammy Salo shoots the puck.
Salo with 20 points on the season. He had an assist on that goal by Sanderson on Wednesday. 5-3 of the shots on goal here in favor of the Oilers, who have a 1-0 lead. And here is Salo at the blue line. Won't use the big shot, just chips it in. Jason Smith trying to move it out. is back up top. Here's Bergevin with a shot deflected wide off the stick of Fernando Pisani. Ryan Smith's got it up the middle for Pisani. Brewer joins the rush. Here comes Pisani moving in. Brewer with a shot. Oh, he didn't get all of it. Eric Brewer fan on that pass from Fernando Pisani, but you can see what happens when Eric Brewer joins the Russian active D for the Oilers this year. 33 goals from the Blue Liners.
Nice read by Brewer to jump into the play. Pisani's pass was about a foot too far. It didn't settle down for Brewer to shoot it.
7:55 to go here in the first period. Bergevin, they're one of the 5 new players that were in the lineup for the Vancouver Canucks against Minnesota.
Players are added for different reasons. Bergevin's a depth guy, but without question, probably the funniest guy in the National Hockey League. I was giving it to him today. Now he's got a new team to do his same old jokes that he's been doing for the last 20 years, but they are unbelievable.
Hayes with a new team. Trevor Linden with a puck, the all-time leading point getter in Vancouver Canuck franchise history. His accomplishment overshadowed but what happened on Monday against Colorado.
They really gave him a nice hand. He stepped away from the face-off, and a lot of respect for Trevor Linden in the Vancouver community. And it was a terrific move by Brian Burke to bring him back to the Canucks where he really seems comfortable.
675 points in a Vancouver Canuck uniform.
And we talked about Jeff Sanderson renting the Columbus point record. I think Trevor Linden's renting this one for Marcus Naslund.
Here is Steos at the blue line, flips it in. Sopel will pick it up in his own end. Nedved, Dvorak, and Torres out there now. Here's Brad May. May in behind the net, trying the wraparound, loose in front, and Torres is there to pick it up for the Oilers. Torres, long pass for Peter Nedved off his stick. Ryan Allen will pick it up and give it to Marek Malik. Malik did not dress the last 2 games for the Vancouver Canucks in the lineup tonight. He's 6'5", 235 pounds. As for Nedved again a little bit too far, and Malik will go back and get it.
Malik's had a groin problem, and when you're that big, again, it's difficult to get back in the lineup because your skating is not as fluid as a little guy. The Canucks miss Malik. He's been a find for them since he came over from Carolina. He's been a solid part of their defense.
Now a chance for Radek Dvorak. Dvorak moving in. Nedved going to the front. Here comes the Rafi Torres, who had lost his helmet. Too far for him, and it comes out to center. And now Torres, a little bump on Henrik Sedin. Good pace to this hockey game, as you expect between these 2 teams, Ray. 2 teams that do not trap very much.
There's not much trapping. A lot of good skaters, and the pace is very good. Here goes another one.
Here's Sanderson moving in, trying to get a shot away. Great defensive play there by the captain, Jason Smith.
While Jason Smith is nowhere near as fast as Jeff Sanderson, flat on the ice as Brewer goes to one-time it. His stick goes underneath it, and he flubs it to the back boards. Very close to being 2-0 Edmonton.
Pisani out there now with Horcoff and Smith. Morrison drops it for the captain Naslund, trying to take a shot through the crowd. Markkanen will come out and play it high around the glass. And we talked about the ability of Ty Conklin to play the puck. Well, how about Jussi Markkanen?
Markkanen gets out very quickly. He's a good skater, and he loves to handle the puck. You can tell he's very confident with it.
Here is Brewer with a wrist shot. Cloutier the save. Rebound in front. Ryan Smith looking for it. Salo will play it ahead for Morrison. Hopped over the stick of Marcus Naslund right to Eric Brewer. Checked by Rutinsky. Here's Horcoff at the end of his shift. Is going to fire it into the corner, and that'll allow Isbister, Oates, and Chimera to step out. Cross and Steos on the blue line. Jeff Sanderson, he has been flying in this hockey game. Sanderson turns. He'll give it to Henrik Sedin. Checked by Cross. In behind the net, there's Sanderson to swoop in and pick it up. Sanderson back up top it goes. Bergevin with a long shot. That one missed the target. Jason Chimera now will pick it up on the near side, takes a bump and gets it out to center.
There's not going to be 2 faster skaters you're going to see in a long time in this game than Jeff Sanderson and Jason Chimera. Both of those guys can fly.
You're watching Molson Oilers hockey.
Early in this game, he's been by far the most visible Vancouver Canuck.
Sanderson with 30 points on the season. Chimera in behind the net. Puck squirts loose. Isbister's got it. Takes a shot from a tough angle. That ends up going around the boards, and it's picked up there by Keane. His pass for Ruutu, too far for him. Steos. Isbister, too far. 4 minutes to go here in the first period. Markkanen races out and stops it behind the net.
Kevin, this is a lightning pace period. Just only 4 minutes left. It's been remarkable how quick it's been.
Talking about quick, there's Jason Chimera trying to gain the zone. Off the boards. Cross. Isbister. Little bump for Ruutu, and Oates comes in and picks it up. Oates to Chimera. Here's Jason Chimera moving in against Olin. Olin knocks him down. Brent Sopel will pick it up and give it to Jarkko Ruutu. Ruutu's pass is picked off by Peter Nedved. Nedved to Dvorak. Stops at the blue line, flips it in. Sopel in behind the net, being watched by Nedved. Torres got him in the bomb site, turns, gets the puck instead. There's a shot from a tough angle as Nedved let it go, and Kluche got the stick out. Back the other way, here's Brad May. May trying to get it around Ulanov. They go into the corner. Ulanov shoves him. May comes up with the puck. May still has it, turns, centers it out in front, and it comes right to Peter Nedved, and he'll start the rush by giving it to Radek Dvorak. Quick pass for Torres, moving in the left side. Here's Rafi Torres moving in. Torres trying to get it back to Dvorak. That was picked off. And Cook will chip it out, trying to get it by Bergeron. 2 minutes, 46 seconds to go here in the first period.
Rafi Torres didn't realize he had more time to get that puck to Dvorak. That's a chance that went awry for the Edmonton Oilers.
Here's Marek Malik centering pass. Too far for Ruchinski. Brewer sends it around the boards. Ryan Smith waiting for it. Checked by Morrison, but Ryan Smith ended up sending it down into Vancouver territory. The only goal so far by Sean Horcoff. 2 minutes, 15 seconds into this game. Here's Ruchinski with the wrist shot. Marking him the save, and it's picked up by Brewer. He'll give it to Fernando Pisani. Pisani moving in against Allen at the blue line, and Ryan Smith half a stride offside. As we join Oilers in the Vancouver Canucks play, Ray, folks are glad they're in the same division. They play each other 6 times. They still have 1 game left.
When you see teams like this play that skate, and we talk about all the rule changes that are being contemplated, there's nothing wrong with the pace of the game, the way it's played with these 2 teams.
Here's Jeff Sanderson to Allen. Lets the shot go, scores. Jussi Markkanen got a piece of it, but not enough. And we're tied at 1.
The Oilers make a mistake here and allow a 3-on-2. Nobody jumps to pick up Brian Allen. As you see, everybody, all 3 guys in down by the goal crease. As the puck comes along, Larac makes the hit. Now it's a 3-on-2. It comes back, and Brian Allen beats Jussi Markkanen. This deflects off Markkanen's glove. Brian Allen's last goal was 50 games ago, November 20th against Chicago. The number 4 pick in the '98 draft really has solidified his play with the Vancouver Canucks this year. He'd come under a lot of criticism, and Brian Burke and the Canucks organization had been very patient with Allen. He's a big guy, and it's taken him a long time, Kevin, to adjust to the pace of the NHL. But he's been pretty solid all season long for the Canucks.
His 2nd point in his last 12 games as we take another look.
Again, on a 3-on-2, somebody has to go to the net. This time it's Henrik Sedin. You see Corey Cross gets occupied with Sedin. He can't step up on the shooter. Markkanen deflects a lot of the shot, but that's a save he's probably has to make because he had so good of a look at it. Deflects off his glove, and what a surprise, Jussi Markkanen's in a 1-1 tie. His 2 previous starts were 1-1. You see in both games he's played have been ties. His save percentage has been terrific, and what I've liked about seeing Markkanen in the net is how confident he handles himself in traffic, in scrambles, and when he goes and handles the puck. He's been very good since he's come to the Oilers in that trade with the New York Rangers.
The Oilers score early in this one, 2:15 in, and the Vancouver Canucks tie it late in the period at 18:04. Jeff Sanderson, again, making a good impression with his new team, picks up his 2nd point in 2 games. Brad May. Ruutu. He'll shoot it in. Corey Cross will pick it up on the near side, trying to get it by Linden with a pass to Radek Dvorak. Dvorak backhands it in. Torres racing after it. Olin gives him a bump. Sopel will pick up the loose puck. The Canucks 1 win in their last 5 games. 1-2-2. 2-2, 1-1. Their last 6 on the road. They're in a 1-1 tie with less than a minute to go in the period. Malik gives it away to Sean Horcoff. He'll play it back to Eric Brewer. Brewer to Pisani. Chips it in. Ryan Smith in there with Sean Horcoff. This line combined for the goal as Cook takes a long shot. Markkanen, the blocker save into the corner. Horcoff takes a hit from Cook. Ryan Kessler checked by Fernando Pisani. 30 seconds to go in the period. Here's Ryan Smith moving in against Malik. Goes right into him. It's knocked down by big Malik. Here's Jason Smith in behind the net. He gets spun around by Allen. Malik without his stick. Here's Horcoff. Throws it in front. Ryan Smith with a shot, and Kluche the save. Allen trying to get it out, can't get it by Jason Smith. Jason Smith throws it towards the net, just over the stick of Sean Horkoff. 8 seconds to go in the period. Cross. Jason Smith with a shot. Cloutier the save. Ryan Smith in behind the net. Trying to center it out in front. Malik will touch it. And an entertaining period of hockey comes to a conclusion. Got the goal at 18:04 the first, and that's where we stand as the second period gets underway. Ryan Smith, Sean Horkoff up front. Brewer and Jason Smith on the blue line. Horkoff, long pass for Ryan Smith. Here is Smith moving in against Olin. Takes the backhand, hit the side of the net. Naslund picks it up behind his own net, and he'll start away. He's got Rucinski with him. Olin and Sopel are on the blue line. Here's Brent Sopel moving in. Drops it back for Rucinski. Marty Rucinski moving in. Can't get the shot away. Eric Brewer to Jason Smith. Here's Jason Smith at the blue line. That's as far as he wants to go. Flips it in. Olin. Sopel. Up the middle, and that one missed. Intended for Daniel Sedin. Steve Staios, who got an assist in that goal by Sean Horkoff, has a career high in points now. Steve Staios with 27 points on the season. Here's Dvorak with a shot. 1 minute to go in the 4-on-4. Gallo, quick pass to Daniel Sedin. Out there with his brother. Here's Daniel trying to get around Staios. That doesn't work. Back the other way, Radek Dvorak. Staios joins the rush, and a penalty in behind the play coming up. Here's Staios with a chance. Oh, what a save by Cloutier. And the Edmonton Oilers are going to get a chance with a man advantage here early in this second period. Marek Malik with the big grab.
The Oilers will have a 4-on-3 power play. As you see Nedved trying to get into the play. Malik's stick gets between Nedved's feet. Nedved goes down. Here Radek Dvorak, he's looking past the whole way. Cloutier makes a nice push left to right across the front of the net. Dvorak's pass is flat and Staios gets good wood on it. But Cloutier's equal to the task, gets across the net for the big save. And now the Oilers with a 4-on-3 power play. This is a big time in the game right now.
So the next 37 seconds, Bergeron now to Nedved. Bergeron, we saw Nedved score from that point. Bergeron with a shot. Cloutier the save. Here's Nedved with a chance. Upstairs, scores. Peter Nedved, 2-1 Oilers.
There are 4 things that happen that make this goal possible. The Oilers win the faceoff, so you have control with the puck. Bergeron gets his shot on the net. Ryan Smith is in perfect position in front of the net, creating the screen. And Peter Nedved cleans up the loose change and sticks it right in the top of the net. Dan Cloutier with no possible chance. Here's the key right here. Bergeron, who has had trouble hitting the net from time to time, gets it on goal. Smith with the screen. Cloutier goes down just to make the save because he can't see it. He slides around trying to cover the extra ice that Nedved has. And Nedved loves to shoot the puck up high. He makes a good decision and sticks it in the top of the net.
Gets his second goal as a member of the Edmonton Oilers. His second goal in 2 games on home ice. And Nedved with 16 on the season. A power play goal for the Edmonton Oilers. And Ray, you talked about it, the importance of special teams goals and timely goals. And the Oilers have the lead here early. 2 minutes gone in the second period.
Well, Kevin, you just don't get many 4-on-3 chances. And when you get that opportunity, you have to do something with it.
Orson centers it out in front. Jason Smith sends it around the boards. Eric Brewer and Marc-Andre Bergeron picking up the assist.
And a lot of times when I talk about little things that go unnoticed, Ryan Smith doesn't get a point, but if he doesn't screen Dan Cloutier, there's no goal.
Keane with a shot that fires wide, and another penalty coming up, and this time it's going to go against the Edmonton Oilers.
The stick's up above his shoulders. The official sees that clearly. An easy call for him to make.
Second opportunity with the man advantage for the Vancouver Canucks. 17:20 to go here in the second period. Marcus Naslund dances at the blue line. Cook was there, kicks it to him. Marcus Naslund, 25 points on the power play as Cook runs into Ulanov. Olin will keep it in. Rucinski loses it. Ulanov there, comes right out in front, and Markkanen coolly gives it to Jarrett Stoll, and he'll fire it down the ice.
You mentioned Naslund with 25 points, Kevin. Only 5 goals on the power play. 27 goals at even strength, which is second to Jerome McGinley's 29. That's part of the problem on the Canucks power play. Their best player only has 5 power play goals.
Sanderson in behind the net, being watched by Jason Smith. 1:08 to go in the penalty to Peter Nedved. Here is Marcus Naslund trying to center it. Goes off Jason Smith. Squirts loose, and Ryan Smith will pick it up. He'll start away, trying to get around Olin. Ryan Smith carries on.
Matthias Oland is so good defensively. Great skater, good reach, really good head for the game. He's very difficult to get around anytime in the offensive zone.
30 points on the season. He was the second star in that game on Wednesday against Minnesota.
Oland, you know, he's got 12 goals on the season, Kevin, but 4 of them have come in the last 7 games. He can really shoot the puck and jump into the play. Underrated candidate for the Norris Trophy this year.
25 seconds to go in the penalty to Peter Nedved. Marek Malik, quick pass to Daniel Sedin. Jarkko Ruutu carries on. Ruutu sends it around the boards. Salo waiting for it there. He'll give it to Henrik Sedin. To Daniel Sedin. Ruutu's out in front. Puck squirts free. And Ethan Morrow is there along with Jarrett Stoll. They'll start away. 5 seconds to go in the man advantage. Salo. Corralled by Morrow just long enough. And Nedved's back on the ice. Here's Henrik Sedin. Trying to feather a pass through, didn't make it. Daniel Sedin will keep it in. Here's Marek Malik with a shot, and it's blocked by Igor Ulanov.
Nice positioning by Ulanov. He jumps up on Marek Malik as he goes to shoot the puck. Malik can't get the puck past him. Good positioning by Igor Ulanov.
Isbister, Chimera, and Oates up front now. And Brad Isbister back to the lineup. Played almost 3 minutes in that first period. Here's Jason Chimera. Isbister slaps it in at the blue line. Kluche will play it himself around the boards. Can't get it by Chimera. Being watched by Brad May. Brent Sopel will pick it up. Go up the middle for Keane. Short pass to Bergevin. He'll get to center and flip it in. 11-6. The shots on goal in favor of the Oilers in a 1-1 game. Marc-Andre Bergeron. 17 points now on the season. Here's Chimera moving in against Allen. Chimera trying to center it off the stick of Allen. Isbister picks it up in the corner. Isbister. He is tied up by Sammy Salo. They continue to fight for that loose puck. Morrison sends it up to Raczynski. Raczynski to Allen. Up for Marcus Naslund. Naslund to Morrison. Drops it back for Naslund. Naslund moving in. Can't get the shot away. He'll backhand it in behind the net. Brewer waiting for it. Tied up by Morrison. Raczynski comes in and picks it up. Laid it back to Olin as he was coming off the bench and couldn't keep it in at the blue line. 13:55 to go here in the second. There's Matt Cook. Plays it for Morrison off his stick. Fernando Pisani is there to tie him up. Marcus Naslund will give it to Cook. Cook back up top for Sopel. Here's Brent Sopel with a wrist shot, and that one goes wide. Olin pinching in, keeps it in for the Canucks. Morrison plays it back up top for Matt Cook. Wines fires a shot, and that went off Jason Smith.
That's the 3rd time today Jason Smith has got his body in good position. Twice with his stick, once there with the block shot. That's how you play solid defense if you're not the fastest guy. Smith's a good skater, but he's so good positionally. He's able to stymie a lot of chances with his positioning.
Well, we talked about career high in points for Steve Sayos, and Jason Smith a career high in goals with 6. Brewer takes a bump from Ryan Kessler. It's offside.
Wins this year have come on shutouts. Anytime the Oilers have scored in a game, they've won so far.
Dan Kluche had the shutout on December the 20th, made 20 saves in that game. Here's Jarkko Ruutu with a tough angle shot. May providing the screen in front. And Ruutu got his stick up on Bergeron.
Jarkko Ruutu is trying to lift Marc-Andre Bergeron's stick as Bergeron breaks out of the pack. He misses and clips him right underneath the nose. Bergeron goes down, and he's an agitating guy to play against. Sometimes he gets a little carried away and takes some poor penalties. Their careless use of the stick costs him 4.
4th opportunity for the Oilers with the man advantage. Brewer and Bergeron will start on the blue line. Torres, Nedved, and Dvorak up front. Here's Radek Dvorak to center. Fires it in around the glass. Olin sweeps it around the boards and sends it down into Oiler territory.
The Oilers have done that a couple of times, Kevin. They dump the puck in on the power play, and there's only one guy on the far side, so it's a one-on-one puck battle. Anytime you dump it in, you want to have 2 guys on there, 1 guy. You have a better opportunity to get it. Here's another one-on-one.
Allen comes up with a puck. Stripped by Rafi Torres. Raczynski trying to get around Bergeron, does, but Nedved tried to keep it in. A good job, but he couldn't quite do it along the blue line. Eric Brewer gets possession. He'll move in, but Radek Dvorak was offside.
Power play, Horkoff, Smith, and George Larac, who scored a power play goal last game on the ice for the Oilers. They'll try and get Larac to the front of the net, of course, and use his size to their advantage, make it difficult for Cloutier to see the puck.
Vancouver, third-ranked penalty kill in the National Hockey League. It jumps up to second on the road as Ulanov fires it in. Ryan Smith going after it. Allen gets the puck, and he'll give it to Marek Malik. Up to Morrison. Now to Keane. Mike Keane. He'll take his time at center and then flip it in.
The Canucks are a very aggressive penalty killing team. You see on the dump-ins, they get two guys to the puck. The Oilers are going to have to match that.
Ulanov. He is checked before he could get too far by big Marek Malik. And Steve Staios will go back and start the rush with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the man advantage. Here is Staios. Pass to Ryan Smith. Bangs it in off the boards. Cloutier will play it. Trying to get it up to Olin. It comes to Cook. Staios trying to keep it in at the blue line. Horkoff's got it now. Horkoff with a pass picked off by Olin. Bouncing puck. Horkoff, neat play back to Ulanov. Over to Staios. Winds, fires a shot, and that hit Matthias Olin. Ruchinski, that is, sweeps it out and sends it down the ice. Now Radek Dvorak with some speed. Dvorak moving in. He will stop. Gives it to Nedved. Peter Nedved had the stick knocked right out of his hand. Back the other way. Here comes Trevor Linden. And he loses it on the pass to Morrison. 1:40 to go. And the penalty to Jarkko Ruutu. Bergeron to Nedved. Peter Nedved crosses the blue line, drops it back. Here's Adam Oates. Snaps the shot. Cloutier the save. No rebound. He gets the whistle.
Dan Cloutier is able to make the save and smother the rebound. Some of the problems Cloutier has from time to time are kicking out a lot of rebounds and getting out of position. But he's done a pretty good job. But he is scrutinized unbelievably in Vancouver. Very difficult place to play goal. Last two starts for Johan Hedberg, his backup. He's had shutouts as well.
Here is Brewer over to Bergeron. 1:15 to go in the man advantage. Brewer at the point will give it to Peter Nedved. Nedved to Dvorak and Oates. Oates back to Nedved. Bergeron down low. There's a quick shot. Scores! Peter Nedved. 2 power play goals on the night. That wrist shot is magic.
Kevin Lowe looking smarter by the moment as Peter Nedved scores his 3rd goal in 2 games. And as I said after his first one of the best wrist shots in the National Hockey League. He doesn't shoot the slapper very often because of the curve. But Nedved plays catch with Adam Oates and then uses the defenseman as a screen. You can see Cloutier looking for it. He can't find it until it's too late. Brian Allen's trying to play goal. Cloutier's not able to get his glove into position. And Nedved's shot finds the hole. And it's a 3-1 Oiler lead. Oates and Brewer with assists. Kevin, that's 2 power play goals in the game for the Oilers.
Here's Larac moving in. And Adam Oates now tied with Doug Gilmour, 13th all-time in points with 1,414. Assists 1,073 for the future Hall of Famer.
And this is an important time of the game. I talked at the start of the show about the fragility of the Canucks. We'll see how they respond.
Daniel Sedin with a shot. Markkanen steers that aside. Daniel Sedin has it again. Sedin will give it to Sanderson. Jeff Sanderson. Lets the long shot go, but UC Markkanen saw it all the way, and he'll hang on to it. Peter Nedved, 2 power play goals here in the 2nd period. It's 3-1 Oil. 3 goals in 2 games here at Rexall Place. 9 minutes to go here in the 2nd period. Morrison out in front. Puck is loose. And UC Markkanen's got it under his pads, and he'll get the whistle with Brendan Morrison digging away at it.
So many goals in the National Hockey League come from just throwing the puck to the front of the net, scrambling around and looking for a rebound. And this is what the Canucks do. They win the face-off. Salo gets it down in the corner. Just thrown to the front of the net by Ruchinski. And there's Brendan Morrison. He fights off Sean Horkoff and gets the deflection. Markkanen's able to keep his body in front of the puck. And the score remains 3-1 Edmonton.
UC Markkanen has made 9 saves so far with 8:41 to go here in the 2nd. Ryan Smith shoots it in. Cloutier will stop it for Sammy Salo. Bassani, Smith, and Horkoff up front. Jason Smith, Eric Brewer on the blue line as Brian Allen drops it for Marty Rucinski. Sends it in. And the whistle goes as we talk about more by Peter Nedved and the second on the power play. The Oilers, remember, scored 2 power play goals the last time these teams met, February the 21st here at Rexall. Oh, centers it out in front. Ulanov keeps it in, lets the shot go. What a save by Dan Kluche. The quick glove hand on the shot by Igor Ulanov.
Very difficult save by Kluche for a couple of reasons. One, he's not set in the net because it looks like it's a turnover, and as this puck goes out to Ulanov, it's not sitting still, and you can see the curve on the shot. Kluche keeps his body in front of it and is able to get a glove hand on it, freeze it. Kluche's faced 14 shots. Several of them have been very difficult.
Ulanov has the puck again. This time his shot hit Brad May, and that hurt number 10 for the Vancouver Canucks, and he's going to hobble over to the Canuck bench.
May blocks that shot. There's no padding between the bottom of your shin pad and your skate. That's where he took it, and that really stings.
Yeah, so Ruutu with a bump from Igor Ulanov as an offside call will come back down into Vancouver territory.
Brad May was suspended last game against Minnesota. He did not play it. He had picked up his 3rd game misconduct of the year against Colorado on Monday night. Here you see the block as Ulanov shoots it, and it hits right below his shin pad, and that one hurts. Brad May in the game against Colorado Monday played 6 of the most inspired minutes you're ever going to see. He scored 2 goals, ran into David Abisher a couple of times, picked up a misconduct. He fought Peter Royal twice. In 6 minutes, he got his money's worth.
Absolutely. 1,924 career penalty minutes. Peter Nedved being watched by Henrik Sedin. Radek Dvorak comes in and gets the puck. Torres with a shot. And that was blocked by Henrik and Peter standing in front. Markkanen about the plate ahead of Jeff Sanderson. Stales clears it. And it comes out to center. And with 7:19 to go, Matthias Olin gets the center. Long shot. That one misses the target. Daniel Sedin trying to keep it in. Peter Nedved uses the boards and gets it out. Allen lays it to an open wing. Gets by Sanderson. He's given a bump by Stales. We've seen a lot of physical play between these two teams in this game so far. Marapi Torres now working against Brian Allen. Sends it back to Jason Smith. Smith in behind the net. Dvorak out in front. Tries to jam it home on the backhand. Nedved with a shot. Oh, it goes over top of the net. Torres spun around. Allen without his stick temporarily. He'll pick it up. Marcus Naslund back the other way. Nedved looking for the natural hat trick. Jason Smith there to clear it away from Marcus Naslund. Behind the net though, here's Brendan Morrison. Ryan Smith comes back, breaks up that pass and starts the rush. He's got Horkoff and Dvorak with him. Ryan Smith, cross ice pass to Dvorak. One-time shot. Kluche the pad save.
That's a tough one-timer from Radek Dvorak as the puck comes all the way across the ice. That's an 80-foot pass. Made a good shot and a good save by Kluche.
Back the other way. Rucinski with a shot. Scores! Martin Rucinski has cut the lead to 1.
The Vancouver Canucks had been on the case of Martin Rucinski for about 3 weeks prior to the trading deadline. They were able to get him in a trade from the Rangers for R.J. Umberger. And here he takes the pass and goes through the zone and beats UC Markkanen up to the blocker side. Naslund with a nice feed to him, and Rucinski heads up play. Jason Smith tries to deflect it, and he actually does get a stick on it. The puck deflects off Smith's stick right into the top corner past Markkanen, and with 6 minutes and 14 seconds left, the Oiler lead is cut to 1.
Former Oiler draft pick in 1991, his 7th team, his first goal for the Vancouver Canucks in that uniform for him.
And Rucinski had a terrific playoff for the St. Louis Blues last year against the Vancouver Canucks. He had 6 points in 7 games, so they got a good first-hand look at him. They felt that he would be a player that could fit in well on their second line. With Bertuzzi going out of the lineup, they need him in a more prominent role. And both he and Sanderson have each have a goal in their first 2 games with the Canucks.
Assist going to Morrison and Naslund. Here's Brad May back after taking that shot from Ulanov. His shot goes wide this time. Keane will pick it up. 5:43 to go here. Here's a long shot by Sopo. Rebound cleared away by Markkanen. May in behind the net. Kessler, May, and Keane, the energy line out there for the Canucks now. Here's Jared Stoll at center. Long shot off the stick of Bergevin. Pass up. Blocked by Corey Cross, who's out there with Steve Stales. Now a race for it. Ryan Kessler knocked down by Rafi Torres. They both go down. Canucks on a change. Nedved's got the puck. Nedved looking for Dvorak. That was behind him. He turns and shoots it in. Salo will give it to Olin. Sanderson loses it. Nedved's got it. And now Henrik Sedin will give it to Sanderson with Daniel. Daniel Sedin stops, lets the shot go, and that whistles over top of the net. Here's Olin, keeping it into Trevor Linden. He'll backhand it in. Daniel Sedin. Check. The puck comes to Trevor Linden. Linden centers it out in front, and Cook was tied up by Torres. Another shot. And Markkanen squeezes it at the side of the net. He's got 2 power play goals tonight, 7 on the season. And that's the difference right now as the Oilers have a 3-2 lead. Trevor Linden up the middle. Linden moving in with Cook. Linden given a bump by Dvorak. Olin carries on, lets the shot go. Markkanen the save. He'll play it into the corner. Takes a funny hop, and Nedved is there to get it out. Cook will chip it in. Ruutu and Linden going after it. Bergeron gets there first, sends it around the boards. Now there's another funny hop. It came right to Markkanen.
Don't see many hops like that here in Edmonton.
Here's Dvorak now. Winds, fires the shot. Kluche the save. The rebound clear but not out. Igor Ulanov to Rafi Torres. Torres moving in. Still has it. Now Ruutu gives him a bump. Dvorak being watched by Salo. Rafi Torres in there to try and get it free. Sends it in around behind the net. Horkoff has Olin lined up. Gives him a bump. Brewer trying to keep it into the point. Can't do it against Cook. Igor Ulanov will take his time. This pass for Horkoff. A little bit too far for him. Horkoff on the steal now. Stole it from Salo, who got it back again. Bassani able to keep it in. Gets it to Sean Horkoff. Horkoff plays it back up top for Brewer. Brewer throws it towards the net. Bouncing puck in front. Bassani trying to get loose, but Linden was there to tie up his stick. And he'll give it to Naslund, who gives it to Raczynski. Back to Naslund. Marcus Naslund takes his time. Naslund spinning to get away from Jason Smith. Sopel ends it behind the net. Brewer there. Raczynski got spun around. Naslund in there to try and poke it free. Tied up by Ryan Smith. Puck comes free. Morrison's got it. Naslund in the corner. It's Brewer who comes up with it. He'll send it around the boards. Brian Allen trying to keep it into the blue line. Can't do it.
That last play down in the corner, the Canucks felt there should have been a penalty. Their bench was going ballistic, yelling at Rob Schick. Mark Crawford actually went down and grabbed Trevor Linden to lay off the officials. You're never going to get calls when you yell. Trevor Linden has become an icon in that community, and his number will end up on the rafters when his career ends in Vancouver.
Also leads in games played in a Canuck uniform, 908 tonight. And a reminder that the NHL scoreboard is being brought to you by Sports Select, because in like there's sports and then there's all that other stuff. 2 minutes, 13 seconds to go here in the second period. The Oilers with a 3-2 lead. They are out shooting the Canucks 16-12 at this point. Ethan Morrow flips it in out there with Larac and Stoll. Bergevin in behind his own net, plays it around the boards. Big Marek Malik has got it now. Malik. Pass for Sanderson, went off his skate right to George Larac. Here's Larac moving in. Larac stops, takes the shot. Kluche the glove save, and with Stoll there, decides to hang on. George said he would like to get double digits. He's halfway there. Here's Bergeron with a shot, and Kluche the save. Pass for Cook. It's by him. Markkanen will play it off the board for Bergeron. A minute and a half to go here in the period. Torres to Ulanov. Ulanov behind Peter Nedved. Ulanov will play it back to Marc-Andre Bergeron, being watched by Ryan Kessler. Kessler, Cook, and May up front now for the Vancouver Canucks. Here's Ulanov. Kessler goes down. And Ryan Kessler in his 20th game has a goal and an assist.
Just 19 years old, the Canucks first round pick this year, gold medal at the World Junior Championship for the United States. He has a bright future. They think he can be a solid two-way player in the National Hockey League.
47 seconds to go in the period as Cook moves in with Morrison. Here's Matt Cook being watched by Bergeron. Cook to Morrison. Cook trying to play it back up top. Allen has it in his skates, gets it over to Salo, takes the shot, blocked. Rucinski in the corner. Rucinski to Brendan Morrison. The big line out there for the Canucks. Rucinski with a shot that hit Peter Nedved. 25 seconds to go in the period. Marcus Naslin's got it now. Naslin takes the shot, deflected just wide. Ryan Smith will pick it up, and he'll get it out, relieve the pressure. With 10 seconds to go here in the period.
Marcus Naslin has tremendous patience with the puck, but has elevated his game to become a leader. He's a quiet leader, but nonetheless, he is the leader on their team.
And we'll have a chance to talk to him in our second intermission. That is coming up right now. Again, the second period. The Edmonton Oilers with 18 times already this season. Getting ahead of myself, trying to close out an opponent when leading after 40 minutes.
And you were on my back for mentioning a shutout with 7 minutes left.
The Dallas Stars, the only ones able to put a dent in that armor, and it took them overtime to do it. Peter Nedved, 2 goals in that second period, 299 for his career. Out there with Dvorak and Torres, Bergeron and Ulanov to start this third period. Linden, May, and Ruutu up front for the Canucks. Markkanen will leave it there for Bergeron. Sends it around the boards. Rafi Torres gets it out and down the ice.
Matthias Olin played 19 minutes and 12 seconds in the first 2 periods. He is the Vancouver Canucks' big ice time player through the whole season. In half of his games, he's played over 26 minutes. He's the equivalent of what Eric Brewer does for the Edmonton Oilers.
And don't forget, this is the first of 2 in a row for the Vancouver Canucks. They'll go home to play Ottawa tomorrow. Rucinski keeps it in. Bergeron sends it around the boards past Marcus Naslin. And Marty Rucinski, the pressure of trying to fill in on that big line. Hey, welcome to the team. Oh, by the way, you're taking the spot of number 44. Jason Smith at center. We'll play it back to Eric Brewer. Brewer takes his time, puts it up the middle. Sean Horcoff is there. Horcoff opened the scoring in this game. 2:15 in with his 15th goal of the season. Pisani in behind the net. Morrison watching him. Fernando Pisani gives it to Ryan Smith. Smith centers it out in front for Pisani. Loose in the crease, and Marcus Naslin picks it up, and he'll give it to Martin Rucinski. Rucinski with some speed across the blue line, trying to get around Brewer. He's held up, and Jason Smith able to come up with the puck. Horcoff back the other way. Off the stick of Daniel Sedin and back to Merrick Malik. Henrik Sedin will flip it in. Steos first to get it, takes a bump from Daniel. Brewer comes up with it, and he'll get it out to center to Ethan Morrow. Morrow knocked down, gets right back up again. George Larac in there as well. Larac with the puck in behind the net, with the wraparound, loose in front. Morrow banging away at it, and Kluche is down but not out. And the whistle goes.
Right there.
The Oilers have scored 2:15 in the first period, 1:33 in the second, trying to do it here in the third.
Ethan Morrow makes this play happen by hustling in after the loose puck, and then George Larac with his strength gets it to the front of the net. Steos comes in from the point with a great opportunity and is not able to get it over Kluche. You see Henrik Sedin right in front of the net battling away with Marc Bergevin. The Oilers not able to get the puck past Kluche, but that play has started with the hustle of Ethan Morrow and the strength of George Larac.
George Larac loves this end of the ice as Morrow lets the shot go, and that one whistles wide. Steve Steos. Again, a career high in points for Steve Steos. 27 on the season.
Steos was a Vancouver Canuck for 143 games between 97 and 99. It's really where his career got going.
John Horcoff lets the shot go. Kluche takes that in the chest. Back the other way. Here is Cook. He'll backhand it in. Jason Smith is there. Being watched by Ryan Kessler. Ryan Smith in front of his own bench, loses it to Brad May. He'll play it back to Salo. Quickly over for Brian Allen. To May. May trying to cut around Jason Smith. Still has it. He goes down. Jarkko Ruutu trying to carry on. Salo with a shot, gets deflected wide. Allen on the far side will keep it in. Allen sends it around the boards. Salo trying to pinch in, keep it in, but Ryan Smith's got it. And he'll get it out to center. Morrison He'll give it to Allen. Across the blue line, winds, fires a blast. Markkanen got a piece of it. It ends up in the corner.
That was very similar to Allen's goal. Slap shot on the glove side. Markkanen with just a chunk of it.
Brad May battling with Adam Oates. Brendan Morrison chips it into the corner. Ruutu being watched by Bergeron. And Bergeron kicks it out, and Chimera's got it. Here's Chimera moving in. Winds, fires a blast. And Cloutier the save. And Ray, you talked about rebounds. There's another big one.
Cloutier knows that he's in position, but he just continually kicks those rebounds out. Mark Bergevin with a nice play to close the gap on Chimera, but a good shot by Chimera as well.
Here's Morrison centering it out in front, broken up by Bergeron. He'll give it to Chimera, and he'll just get it out. He wants to get off. As you mentioned, some speed burners in this game. Jeff Sanderson and Jason Chimera.
There's a lot of great skaters, but those two really stand out.
Here's Rucinski, winds and fires a shot off the stick of Steve Staios. Fernando Pisani will play it back to Staios. 15:43 to go here in the third period. The Oilers with a 3-2 lead. Dvorak will flip it in. Olin first to get to it. Rafi Torres gives him a bump. Clear but not out. Dvorak throws it towards the net, off the glove of Cloutier this time. Nedved being watched by Sopel. Battles for that loose puck. Rafi Torres in there as well. Nedved continues to battle against Henrik Sedin and Brent Sopel. Sopel comes up with a puck. He'll start away. Pass up the middle. Fiske looking for Daniel Sedin, and it's offside.
Well, that the Canucks, or that the Oilers need to be physical on the Canucks. They have 13 clear hits tonight, that the Canucks only have 7, so they've done a good job being physical with this speedy Vancouver team.
And they have outshot them 22-13 to this point. 14:45 to go in the third period. Igor Ulanov off the boards for Peter Nedved, off his stick, right to Matthias Olin. Olin will give it to Salo. Up to Ruutu. Ruutu, long pass for May. Fakes the shot. Ulanov watching him. Brad May turns. Put it off Ulanov and then sent it in. Bergeron racing after it. Keane will get to it. Try to give him a bump. Bergeron slipped that one. Nice pass up for Nedved. Here is Peter Nedved. Stops, backhands it in. Dvorak racing after it. Dvorak drops it back for Torres. Rafi Torres centers it out in front, right through the crease. Dvorak given a bump by Sopel, and back the other way. Here comes Cook. Matt Cook moving in. Knocked down by Staios. Another chance. Takes the shot, and that one whistles wide. Rafi Torres. The end of the shift will just chip it into Vancouver territory and allow Stoll, Morrow, and Larac to step out. 13:45 to go in regulation time. Pass for Cook gets deflected up into the seats, and it's a souvenir. It's Molson Oilers hockey here on Rogers Sportsnet West. Team Colorado with 89 points to start the night. They were 4 ahead of Vancouver. Rucinski in behind the net, being watched by Pisani. Gives it to Marcus Naslund. Naslund centers it out in front. Morrison puts it towards the front of the net, and Eric Brewer is there to pick up the loose rubber.
Different dynamic with Rucinski on this line than Bertuzzi, but Rucinski is a very good hockey player, and he will fit in well with Morrison and Marcus Naslund.
As the second goal for the Vancouver Canucks, his first in a Canuck uniform. Morrison to Naslund. Marcus Naslund moving in. He'll stop, being watched by Horkoff, and Sean Horkoff does a good job of tying him up. Now Morrison gets it, and it's offside.
Good defensive positioning by Sean Horkoff in the Edmonton Oilers as Marcus Naslund swings back up towards the blue line. The Oilers have good communication. Horkoff leaves his spot on the ice to attack where Naslund is going and is able to get the puck outside the blue line. Defensive play, as much as it is hard work, it is communication, in particular against a great player like Marcus Naslund.
76 points on this season, has an assist tonight 5 times in his career. He's had 30 or more goals. Bergevin sends it around the boards. Sanderson up the middle for Henrik Sedin. Gives it to Daniel as he gets knocked down by Staios. Here's Salo. Weak shot steered aside easily by UC Markkanen. Larac will get it out to center.
George just pushed his way through both Sedins and was able to clear that puck out of his own.
5-1 the shots on goal in favor of the Oilers, who best offense is in the third period this season. Bergevin in behind the net, being watched by Stoll. 12 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the third period. Ulanov takes his time. Pass to Nedved. Up to Radek Dvorak. Dvorak winds, fires a blast. Kluche the save. Rebound in front, picked up by Olin. And Ray, you talked about it before, and we've seen it several times with Dan Kluche, and some of the things that make Vancouver fans nervous going into the playoffs is Dan Kluche, and sometimes his big, juicy rebounds.
Sometimes he does not control the puck very well, but even when he kicks, like tonight when he's had a few large rebounds, he's been in pretty good position. If you're going to kick rebounds out, you better be in good position, but sometimes he can lose his angle, and that's where he gets into trouble.
Kessler with a shot that goes over top of the net. Ryan Smith will pick it up on the far side and start away. Here's Smith to Nedved in the middle. Nedved, he'll just chop it in. 11:20 to go here in the third period. Matt Cook. Trevor Linden up front along with Jarkko Ruutu. Cook was knocked down behind the plate, getting up now, complaining. Bergeron will give it to Fernando Pisani. Pisani off the boards for Ryan Smith. Horcoff with some speed as he joined that rush. Now Pisani will try and push it by Allen. He's got it again. Long shot in. Malik on the near side, given a bump by Horcoff. Ties him up. The puck comes to Ruutu. Up the middle for May. Brad May. Trying to get it by Ethan Morrow. Can't do it. Morrow's got the puck now. Stoll will bang it and get it out. Salo to an open wing. Igor Ulanov will pick it up. Things tightening up defensively now. Bergeron chips it ahead for Ethan Morrow. It's turned over. Here's Ruchinski moving in with Morrison. Back to Ruchinski, was behind him. Marcus Naslund following up. Here's Olin trying to keep it in. Does. Marcus Naslund. Cross ice pass for Matthias Olin. Let that puck go through to Salo. Salo will give it to Ruchinski. The big line for the Canucks winding up here. Here is Salo to Morrison. Morrison behind his back for Naslund. Naslund again a back pass, this time to Ruchinski, tied up neatly by Ulanov. That allows Larac to chip it out.
The Oilers are going to have to be careful as the Canuck defense starts to jump into the play more and more in the last 10 minutes.
What a weird hop that was, as it came right through the crease. UC Markkinen had to be sharp or it would have gone off him and in.
That's the third crazy bounce. You don't yet generally see them here in Edmonton.
Peter Nedved up the middle looking for Dvorak, broken up by Sanderson. Nedved will backhand it in. Torres will race after it against Sopel, gives him a bump, gets to the puck, then gets the return from Sopel. Torres in behind the net. Nedved knocked down by Allen. Puck comes loose. Dvorak's got it now. Radek Dvorak. Centering pass. Out in front, and Henrik Sedin is there to clear it away. He was trying to find Raffi Torres. Eric Brewer. Long pass for Dvorak. By him. Allen's got it. Dvorak given a bump by Sanderson. They tie up. Kessler going after it. Jason Smith gets to it first. Can't get it out though. Sanderson will keep it in. Matt Cook on the near side. Brewer chops at it. Kessler loses it to Brewer. Brewer harassed by Cook. Stays with it though. Banned on it now. Kessler given a bump by Brewer. Ruchinski by the net. Centering it out in front for Cook. Great defensive play there by Jason Smith. Back to the point. Olin looking for Malik, who went off his stick, and the Canucks will have to regroup, but they have turned up the heat here. Ruchinski, long shot, that didn't miss by much. Steve Staios picks it up in the corner. Staios trying to get it out, can't get it by Olin. Olin throws it for Ruchinski behind him. Cook's got it to Ruchinski, being watched by Brewer. Oilers have to get it out. Sean Horcoff may have a chance here. Horcoff does get it out to center. Right back in comes Matthias Olin. Fires it around the boards past UC Markkinen. May keeps it in, but it comes right to Ryan Smith. Now he can't get it by Ruutu. Linden on the turnover. Back up top. Allen. Wrist shot. Markkinen, the glove save, and he will get the whistle. 6 minutes and 4 seconds.
The Canucks are quicker to lose pucks, and the Oilers have spent the last couple minutes in their own zone.
Big line out there now for the Vancouver Canucks. Ruchinski, Naslund, and Morrison. Horcoff, Smith, Pisani up front for the Oilers. Marcus Naslund. Pass to Ruchinski, winds, fires up blast, and Markkinen got a piece of that. Sean Horcoff chops at it. And now Ryan Smith will finish the job and get it down into Vancouver territory.
Brian Burke must be thrilled with the way his new guys look. Ruchinski and Sanderson have been the most noticeable Canucks all night.
Morrison picks up the puck and he'll play it back to Brian Allen. 23-15. The shots on goal for the Edmonton Oilers. Game 2 of a 5-game homestand. Daniel Sedin now moving in against Brewer. Takes the shot from a top angle. Rebound in front. Scores! Brendan Morrison has tied the game.
It almost was inevitable the way the last couple of minutes have gone for the Edmonton Oilers. Back on their heels, the Canucks pushing the pace of play. And Brendan Morrison, with his second goal in his last 15 games, has evened the score. Daniel Sedin with a puck, throws it to the front of the net. Markkanen's not able to control it. Morrison's able to get inside Jason Smith. And as the puck bounces off Markkanen into the slot, Morrison puts it in the top of the net. And it's 3-3 with 7 minutes left.
Brendan Morrison, 18th goal on the season, 49 points. He has 2 points in this hockey game. 12:56, the time of the tying goal. Morrow, long shot, and that went off Brian Allen, and that has him hobbling. Steals with a shot. Larac may have got a piece of it. Cloutier, a big save. Larac in behind the net. Allen trying to contain him there. Larac with the puck, moves out. George Larac still has it. He'll play it in the corner. Morrow's got it. Ethan Morrow comes out of the corner, back up top. Here's Cross with a shot, and that was blocked by Daniel Sedin. Daniel Sedin and Marty Ruchinski picking up the assists on the goal by Brendan Morrison at 12:56. Ethan Morrow now. 6:22. Lets the shot go. The whistle had gone. Jarrett Stoll arguing, but it's offside at the Vancouver blue line.
Randy Mitten with the call.
And listen to this.
As it turned out, the puck didn't go in the net, but looking at the replay, it looked like Jarrett Stoll was able to keep both feet on the ice. Therefore, it should not have been offside. As it turned out, it didn't go into the net anyway.
More drama in what has been an outstanding hockey game. Bergeron being watched by Cook. Gets the puck to Ulanoff, who takes a bump from Kessler. Olin backhands it in. 6 minutes to go here in regulation time. Cook hustling to get the puck, has it. Kessler calling for it out in front. Instead, this one rings off the post as Ruchinski let it go. Iron at both ends. That one would have counted. Now it's at the side of the net. Ulanoff clears it away. Rafi Torres will pick it up. He'll bounce it off the boards for Radek Dvorak. He's got Bergeron with him. Here's Marc-Andre Bergeron at the blue line. Gives it back to Dvorak. The fans here picking up the pace at Rexall Place. Brewer plays it across to Jason Smith. Long shot in. Sellout crowd here at Rexall Place. The puck comes right to Cloutier. Now Pisani in behind the net. Tries the wraparound. Brian Smith looking for it. Picks it up behind the net. Sends it out in front for Horcoff. Smith picks it up again in the corner. Now Horcoff being watched by Olin. Up top looking for Pisani. That was broken up by Sokol and Ruutu. Olin bounces it off the boards. Got it right to Ruutu, and he gloved it ahead. 5 minutes to go in regulation time. Horcoff moving in with Smith. Ryan Smith picks it up behind the net. Centers it out in front. Pisani trying to get it. The loose puck cleared away, and Ruutu comes to center. Pass off Salo, picked up by May. Here's Brad May moving in. Snaps a shot, and that one missed, but not by much. Another chance for May, and that one dribbles wide. Marcus Naslund out there now. Picks it up. Gives it to Morrison. Morrison to Naslund. Ruchinski in the middle. Here's Ruchinski moving in. Ruchinski to the shot. Marking in the save. Ruchinski's got it again. Plays it back up top. Sammy Salo. Over to Merrick Malik. Wines. Fires a blast. That hit Ruchinski. Ethan Morrow picks it up. Morrow against Salo. Morrow moving in. Snaps the shot. Cloutier the save. Rebound picked up by Merrick Malik. Brendan Morrison back the other way for the Canucks. To Marcus Allen. Allen. Ruchinski snaps the shot. Markkanen the save. And he'll hang.
Shop and swipe your club card at Safeway today, and you could be our next lucky winner.
Thank you, Gene. 3 minutes, 56 seconds to go in regulation time. 3-3 the score. The fifth of 6 meetings between these two teams. They'll wrap things up on the last day of the regular season. April 3rd, these teams will meet in Vancouver. Steos and Cross on the blue line. Dvorak, Nedved, and Torres up front. Steos fires it in. Bouncing puck picked up by Olin. Torres right on his tail. Gives it away to Radek Dvorak. Nedved's out in front. Puck gets deflected in behind the net. Comes to Cook on the near boards. Loses it to Nedved. Dvorak. As it bounced by him, and Matthias Olin will start away, and he'll give it to Jeff Sanderson. Long, hard pass for Sopel. Sopel snaps his shot, marking in the glove save, and he'll hang on to it and get the whistle.
50% for each team. It couldn't be much more even. Each time there's a draw now in the offensive zone of either team, it becomes much more important to make sure your positioning is right, as well as knowing where you're going to go with the puck for the centerman.
Rachinski, Naslund, and Morrison up front for the Vancouver Canucks. Smith, Pisani, and Horkoff. Counter for the Oilers. Sammy Salo gets it by Smith, but it comes down to Brewer. He'll give it to Jason Smith. Jason Smith, 2:40 to go in regulation time. Flips it into the corner. Ryan Smith going after it. Salo gets there first. He'll give it to Marcus Naslund. To Salo. Given a bump by Fernando Pisani as he gets it out to center. Eric Brewer. Pass to the captain, Jason Smith. Jason Smith crosses the blue line. Flips it in. Waiting for it there is George Larac. Horkoff trying to get it back to him off the skate of Morrison. Ruutu with the backhand. And now Cook. Sends it into Oiler territory. Ethan Morrow racing after it. He'll get there ahead of Cook. Steve Steos off the boards for Larac. Larac turns. He'll flip it, and it just got by Stoll. Larac after it again. Ties up with Trevor Linden. 6'4", 220 pounds. Trevor Linden kicks it, but it turns over to Steos. Now Olin with Stoll watching him. Sends it around the boards. Marek Malik will pick it up. 1:43 to go in regulation time. And an offside call as Ray Scampanello, the veteran, makes it. And you don't see guys without their helmets too many times in the NHL. And we've got two officials without helmets tonight.
Ray Scampanello, one of the best, is going to retire at the end of the season. Been in the National Hockey League a long, long time. One of the most pleasant guys you can ever be on the ice with. Always got a good line for somebody. Always complimenting the girl on her glasses, but he was always great around the face-off circle. Always had a joke or two. He's a pleasant man and a very good official.
Now here's Sanderson moving in, and that's offside. And the NHL scoreboard being brought to you by Sports Select, because in life there's sports, and then there's all that other stuff.
The Vancouver Canucks have long been thought of as an offensive juggernaut. You see, just 3 times in the last 14 games they've scored 4 or more goals. Every team goes into peaks and valleys over the course of the season. Offensively, the Canucks had lost their way a little bit, but they're a talented group, and certainly they lose Bertuzzi, but Martin Rachinski has been by far the best player on the ice for the Vancouver Canucks.
Shots been pretty even in this period too, as you might expect. Edmonton out shooting Vancouver 9-8 here in the third, that has only 1:18 left in it.
Craig McTavish has to make sure he's got the right guys on the ice for each face-off in his defensive zone. He wants to make sure he's got 2 guys capable of taking the draw. Sean Horkoff will take this face-off, but with Ryan Smith there as well, he's covered in case somebody gets thrown out. Brendan Morrison, who was 50% in the first 2 periods, loses this draw, took the draw for the Canucks.
1:14 to go in regulation time as Sean Horkoff with some speed through center. Checked by Brendan Morrison. Back with Rachinski. Here's Rachinski. Wrist shot. Marking in the save. Clears the rebound into the corner. Marcus Naslund, though, will pick it up there. A minute to go in regulation time as that puck went up and went off the netting.
You have to be so careful when you skate through the neutral zone. Sean Horkoff has the puck on the breakout, and he's got a pretty good head of steam. But Brendan Morrison keeps his feet moving, pokes the puck away. What's really impressed me is how good Martin Rachinski shoots the puck. Here he handcuffs Markkanen. Markkanen's able to get a blocker on it and clear it away. But Rachinski not only has his legs, he's got a very nice release on his shot. He gets it away in stride. That's very difficult for the goaltender to read.
Here's Ryan Smith at the blue line. Flips it in with 48 seconds to go in regulation time now. Morrison gets to center. Long shot, and that hit Jason Smith. Smith up the middle for Ryan Smith. Smith to Sean Horkoff. He'll flip it in. 32 seconds to go. Olin sends it around the boards. Right to Marcus Naslund by him. Here's Cross with a shot, and that hits Sopel. Loose puck picked up by Naslund. Pisani watching him. 20 seconds left to go in regulation time. Steos keeps it in at the blue line. Marcus Naslund will chop it out to center. Corey Cross now will get to center. Pass for Peter Nedved. Wrist shot. Kluche to save. Rebound in front. Ruchinski picks it up. Chance for one last shot. Trevor Linden, long shot. That one will go wide. And the Edmonton Oilers add to an NHL record. They'll go to overtime for the
push the play as much as possible. With Colorado ahead in Phoenix, Vancouver needs to push the play to try and keep pace with Colorado as well. Look for a wide open overtime period.
Nedved, Dvorak, Brewer, and Jason Smith will start this overtime. Ruchinski and Morrison up front with Salo and Allen. The Oilers with 72 points. LA idle tonight. They have 77, so the Oilers close the gap. They'd like to close it even more. Here's Allen, being watched by Smith, giving him a bump. Brendan Morrison, back up top it goes. Salo fakes the shot, gives it to Allen. Allen in deep, out in front for Morrison. Brendan Morrison trying to get away from Brewer. We'll leave it there for Salo. Salo to Allen, up top, off the skate of Brendan Morrison. Allen's got it now. Allen plays it back to Ruchinski. Vancouver dominating the early moments of this overtime. Now Radek Dvorak will gain possession with almost a minute gone in the extra period. He's going to wait. Sean Horcoff is out there with Jason Smith. Now Bergeron is out. Horcoff trying to get away from Sanderson. Sean Horcoff. Dvorak wants to get off. And Smith back on. Here's Marcus Naslund. Marcus Naslund moving in. Watched by Bergeron. Naslund drops it for Sopel. Picked up there by Olin. Olin stops the shot, and that one didn't miss by much. Marcus Naslund in the corner. Steos strips him of the puck. Steve Steos. Pass for Horcoff. Hopped over his stick. Sopel will get it. Uses the boards and gets it to the captain Naslund. 3:27 to go in overtime. Here's Olin. Drops it back for Sopel. Sopel moving in against Bergeron. Bergeron took the puck away from him. Ryan Smith's got it now. For Steos. Being watched by Daniel Sedin, who's out there with Trevor Linden. Ryan Smith takes his time. He'll play it over to Marc-Andre Bergeron. Steve Steos in the corner. Jared Stoll out there now, along with Ethan Morrow. Off the skate of Morrow to Salo. 3 minutes. They go in overtime. The 7th straight time the Edmonton Oilers have gone to extra hockey. Now Linden with some speed. Moving in, stops inside the blue line, drops it back. Malik steps into a shot, marking in the save. Malik picks up the rebound. Marek Malik plays it over for Sammy Salo on the near side. Gets it back to Malik. Malik off the skate of Daniel Sedin. Salo being watched by Stoll. Lays it back up top. Malik lets the shot go. And that hit Jason Smith. Now Trevor Linden. Linden as the Canucks make changes. Give it to Daniel Sedin. Over to Salo in the middle for Olin. Olin trying to get a shot away. Couldn't do it. Clear but not out. Salo will play it to Olin. The Canucks dominating this extra period. Daniel Sedin in behind net, centering it out in front, and is picked off by Eric Brewer. His pass for Jared Stoll was behind him. Just over 2 minutes to go here in overtime. Puck knocked down. A chance for Radek Dvorak up the middle. He stopped at the blue line. Steos will give it to Nedved. Peter Nedved, cross-ice pass. Bouncing puck picked up by Dvorak. 1:51 to go here in overtime. Bergeron will play it over for Steos.
Kevin, take a break. It's been a dominating period of hockey by the Vancouver Canucks. The Oilers have to get their feet moving.
Bergeron in behind the net. Marc-Andre Bergeron with Dvorak. Radek Dvorak getting away from Allen. Dvorak at the blue line, and he was harassed just enough by Marty Ruchinski. Now Steve Steos bounces it off Sopel. Ruchinski will pick it up. 1:21 to go here in overtime. Ruchinski to Morrison. Brendan Morrison moving in against Bergeron. Morrison given a bump by Steos, and Steos is the one that injured. Steve Steos just getting up now. Lost his stick, and he is hurt. Jeff Sanderson moving in. Sanderson gets around Bergeron. Sanderson out in front. Naslund with a shot. Marking in the save. Less than a minute to go in overtime. Ryan Smith's got it. Checked by Sanderson. Naslund picks up the puck, plays it back, but Horcoff is there. Sean Horcoff looking for Ryan Smith, and too far for him, but look at Eric Brewer race in. Taken by Malik, allows Ryan Smith to go in. Given a bump by Olin. Sanderson now with Naslund, 2-on-1 against Smith. Moving in, Sanderson to Naslund. Naslund to Smith. Oh, Sanderson scores. Jeff Sanderson wins it in overtime for the Vancouver Canucks.